We're back today with another top 10 list, and today we're looking at users, the top 10 users right now in Madden 25 Ultimate Team. To me, the user is the quarterback of the defense. Probably the most important position on your field is your user, because, you know, usually if you're double mabling or leaving the middle of the field open, your user has to cover the most amount of ground, be able to bait routes, create turnovers. Your user, yeah, it's probably the most important position. I don't think that's really a debate, right? On defense, I think it's got to be. And coming in at number 10, we got Troy Anderson. Troy Anderson is going around 22K right now, and in coverage, he's really good. But the word you're going to hear me use a lot today is linebackery. Troy Anderson is not that linebackery. He's got pretty good impact block, but the COD is good, and he's 6'4", 84 speed, 85 acceleration, which is all great. I mean, that's really nice. But then you see against the run, he's very abysmal. So you're paying for a pretty elite card in coverage as a user. Again, make sure you're usering him. If you click off and user someone else for like one possession, the dude's somewhat of a liability out there in coverage with 58 man or 48 man and 50 zone coverage. But make sure you're using this guy and you'll be just fine. But I do think with his build and the way he moves in coverage, it definitely does land him in the top 10 today. Coming in at number 9, we got Derwin James, 83 speed, 83 acceleration, and Derwin would probably be a little bit higher if linebackers couldn't jump this year. If linebackers couldn't jump, Derwin as a safety, as a top, more high-end safety would be much higher, but it's a different year. Linebackers can move a little bit now, and you can kind of see the potential of what Derwin's going to be throughout this year. Just a really good run support, coverage safety, that's why his cards are always so popular, because he's able to do everything that you want a safety to be able to do. So he's decent against the run. He's got good size, good COD, can be a user, can play over the top for you still right now. It's still early, obviously. But I do like Derwin James, and I'm excited to see what potential upgrades he's going to get throughout this whole year. Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden packs? Well, look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP, cheapest, most reliable MUT coins on the market. Do not forget to use code FERDY, check out 5% off. A link for the website is in the description. Coming in at number 8, we got Damone Clark. And if it was last year, Derwin James would 100% be in front of Damone Clark. But because we're playing Madden 25 now, 85 jumping, 6'3", 240, 83 speed, 82 acceleration, and he's somewhat linebackery. He's got 80 impact block, which is pretty good. 72 COD is not amazing, but you see 83 hit power. Can play man a little bit, can play zone. You know, if you get stuck on someone else, it's not the end of the world here with Damone. But I love the build. I love the jumping. I love the speed. I think he's great. Damone Clark going for about the same price as Troy Anderson, and I would prefer Damone to Troy because those stats are just a little bit better and a little bit more well-rounded. Coming in at number 7, we got Quincy Williams. You may have expected this guy to be a little bit higher, but he does have his holes, and I will explain. Pause. But 84 speed, okay, 82 acceleration. That right there to me is a hole. I like on my user to either have the same speed and acceleration, or even if your speed's a little like one lower, have 84 excel. My reasoning for that is you are able to get around a little bit better, and the movement just feels good when your excel is higher than your speed. That's how I feel with some of these cards, but Quincy is missing those two things right there. Also, being a linebacker, he's not as linebackery as you would expect, is what I was trying to say. Like 74 block shed, okay, impact block 78, and then for hit power on this base card, he's got 83, but right now he does get plus 10 for the next 2 weeks, so he actually does have 93 hit power right now if you have him with the boom strat card. But good tackling, decent block shed, pursuit at 84 I do like, and also the play rec. So, and obviously 86 zone is good too, but remember your plan is to user the card, so zone coverage doesn't matter as much. But I think the biggest hole is definitely the 68 COD and the acceleration being a little bit lower, and even 61 catching. Like, you're not going to see, I'm not saying Quincy's the only one with low catching in today's video, but 61 catching, you're going to have some drops. We're still early. Those drop picks are going to show up. You know, we don't got pick artists and stuff like that, so it's going to happen. So, you know, don't forget, it's still the week 1, right? It's still very early on. I mean, the game officially came out today for most people. So, yeah, let's get on to the next one. Coming in at number 6, I believe, right? 10, 9, 8, 7. Yeah, 6, Jordan Battle. 83 speed, 85 acceleration. Can be really good over the top, but you see, he's being like run support safeties. If they give him coverage stats, they can actually end up being pretty good. The only problem is you see the 58 impact block. The move's good. 6'1", 206 acceleration, higher than the speed. Again, we like that. We like that a lot. We eat that up right there. And then you got 84 hit power with 84 tackling, 84 zone coverage, 82 pursuit with good play rec as a safety, which is really, it's really hard to find. Whether you want to play battle in the box as a user or play him over the top. I think this card is just great. And again, you can get him for free by playing champs. Get 16 wins, you get and you can pick Jordan Battle depending on what you need. If you need an over the top guy, Battle's a great option, or as a user. But as a user, there's actually a better option in that pack, in my opinion. And that is Alex Anzalone, okay? 83 speed, 84 acceleration. Again, what I said about the acceleration, I like it here on Anzalone. And we head down here, his COD is not great, but he does back it up with some very linebackery stats, like 84 impact block, 77 tackling, 81 zone coverage, 85 hit power, pretty good block shed. And remember, you're using this card, so you're able to choose. You know, you're the one shedding. You're the one moving with this card. I've heard he moves great. Alex Anzalone deserves to be in the top 5 today. Who would have thought, man? Who would have thought? And coming in at number 4, we got Nick Bolton. And I don't know what it is about Nick Bolton. I don't know. Whenever I see this dude whenever I'm playing against him, whenever I see him on my opponent's team, I am terrified. I can never move the ball on the ground against Nick Bolton. He's everywhere. He's like a little bowling ball. He's just, I mean, he is tied for the highest speed as a user in the game right now, so there's that, but I don't think it's all that. I don't know, like, I don't see the stat where I'm like, oh, that's why Nick Bolton plays so well, but he just does. It's just, he's just a big disruptor. I can't describe it. It could just be the speed. That's probably is just what it is, but I think Nick Bolton deserves to be up this high. I really do. People may not agree with me, but if you don't agree with me, that means you haven't played against Nick Bolton enough or played against somebody with Nick Bolton that is good enough, because this card goes crazy and goes for around 50K right now. Great value buy. Amazing buy. Coming in at number 3, we have the free safety Jabril Peppers. I gotta be honest, I tried to keep free safeties out of this video today, but Jabril is just too good where I really couldn't mention him today. Honestly, he was really good, and if you're struggling, can't figure out how to get your free safety in at user, you sub him in during the game in the menus or in your play call screen. You sub him in at user. You can do that easily. You can't put him in at sub in the lineup, but when you're in a game, you can do it. So Jabril Peppers, 84 speed, 85 acceleration, 85 jumping, 80 zone coverage, 80 tackling, 83 hit power, 80 pursuit. You put all that together, and you get a pretty solid card. And he does get the plus 10 hit power as well, so you guys have 93 hit power too. Put all that together. I mean, I don't love Jabril cards in a normal year, like a year, you know, like if it's mid-year, late year, they're normally not good. But early game Jabrils, don't play, because normally he's pretty good physically and good against the run. I mean, 5'11" isn't ideal, but those physicals and against the run, that's pretty ideal to me. And coming in at number 2, staying on mud.gg, we got Ray Lewis here. Ray Lewis, although there might be some field pass cards that you upgrade first, like Hines Ward, or if it's All-Star or CMC or Crosby, doesn't take away from the fact that Ray Lewis is still very good. You saw all the cards that we just went through, and I mean, 86 strength with 85 acceleration. And remember, these guys get all 32 team chems, so most likely you have a theme team. They're so easy to build. Everyone should have one right now for these cards, at least. But 84 speed with 86 acceleration with these stats, 85 jumping, even power moves, which do help a little bit, you know, against the runner. If you blitz, run double mug, for example, and you're on somebody else, you need that power move in there. But tackling wise, hit power at 88 is really nice too. Pursuit, block shed, impact block, and 75 catching. And does get lurker as an X factor, which doesn't, it's there, you know, if you want to use it. But at all that at 250, 6'1", with all 32, Ray Lewis is more than deserving. I want to give this card a try, honestly. I really do. I think he deserves one. I think Ray deserves an opportunity. I think I'm going to give it. I think I'm going to give it to him. Coming in at number 1, no surprise here, it is Cam Chancellor. This dude is crazy. That's all I got to say. It was still very early to see a safety this good. And obviously, Cam Chancellor upgrades are always very linebackery. You know what I mean? These stats are basically how, like, Nick Bolton thinks he plays. But he does actually do it on the field. Like, Nick Bolton feels like he has Cam Chancellor stats. That's the way I could describe Nick Bolton, I guess, to you. But look how linebacker he is, man. It's actually crazy. The dude's literally a backer at safety, but can play over the top at a high level, can play in the box at a high level. And just like Quincy Williams, you do have the plus 10 strat card on him right now. So he actually has 97 hit power right now in August for the next 2 weeks. So Cam Chancellor, stud. How long will he last as number 1? I don't know. Probably for a while. Who knows? But have a good rest of your day. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here. Drop a like if you learn anything new. And as always, I will see you boys in the next one.